picks available to Legacy. Being on that blue side, having that first pick, Tally, he could pick any top laner he would choose in the alphabet that works.
I mean, Master almost worked, so...
Oh, they're going to spell egg.
Definitely a lot of things available too. Also, $200 the advance for Legacy though. Chiefs, Echo Graves with 1 to go.
Ooh, Anivia confirmed.
What?
No, they have to spell the word.
If they spell egg...
Oh, as in Legacy pick Anivia?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
I don't know.
I can see
Or
it.
maybe that unofficially bans Anivia.
Oh, just Gangplank, what?
I think they
Yeah,
banned
it has to
GP and
be
they picked
gameplay.
Poppy. They
Yeah.
banned Poppy. They're actually going to give GP away potentially.
And I don't think that it'll be
Ooh.
picked. That's the thing. Like, Gangplank is great. He's actually very strong. But is it worth picking Gangplank this early? No. They'll most likely look towards, I'm going to say,
They don't have to.
Braum as a pick.
Is the fact
Or
that they
Kalista.
flex it maybe more important there?
Actually, Siva,
Yes.
Yeah.
usually banned. Azir was banned instead.
They've been winning their games with Kalista. So maybe that's important. Nah, Siva is going to take priority as Tally locks that one away. Chiefs now with 2 power picks to take if they want them. See exactly what they are going to decide on because it all comes down to this. Cardred back on a champion that he has been very comfortable on. The Ricochet is able to do so much work. Not going to be paired with the Azir this time, but Chiefs will see what they decide to take.
So many options for the Chiefs. A team with deep, deep pockets. They never really need to reach too deep into said pockets, but everything in the world available to them to be played.
I mean, if there's ever a game to do it, it's going to be this one. Swift has shown off a few champions already, but Azir being banned does create a lot of different situations here. Wow, Raider actually going to take the Kalista. They'll take the Braum as well. They want the aggressive lane this time around.
If there was ever somebody in the OPL that you don't want to give Kalista to, it was always Raider. Even historically, that is correct. So this bottom lane that the Chiefs have picked up, that says one thing to me so far, and that is they're going to win their lane.
Yeah, damn right. We've seen this lane do incredibly well, of course. Legacy have played it before, of course. It was with the Morgana the last 2 games, that Kalista. Historically, it's definitely worked out fantastically as Carbon and Choose. We'll see whether it is going to be something like the Elise, something like a support champion here as well. Legacy not wanting to show their hand, and it is.
Look at you.
Oh, there we are. I had a turn. Nailed it.
Nice work.
Thanks, man.
Yes.
I'm improving slowly.
Well, naturally, the Elise and Morgana, the lock-ins of choice for Legacy. And once again, I am a big fan of this Morgana pick.
Yep.
Because even if the bindings aren't connecting, it's not about that. It's about the Black Shield. And that has been doing overtime. The thing is, no Kalista to pull it a safety once again. Could be the flight risk that Regret is not used to, because his last 2 games have been with that. So adaptation could be the question.
Definitely seen powerful synergy there between Carbon and Regret with their skill shots. At least Morgana's been a classic pick core, I guess, and they used it really well to punish, again, the uncharacteristically out of position Raider. I feel like if the Chiefs are ever going to really start to show like some weakness and some flaws in their play, it will be here in Game 5. This is the sort of thing that can punish that. This is a strong pick from Chiefs, Nidalee and Nautilus.
Yeah, both of them coming out here as Swiffer taking away the jungler there for Spooks. Radio with Swipers, Nautilus. We'll see exactly what Legacy are going to pick for their solo lanes though, because now is the time where Tally gets to show us exactly what he's going to try and destroy everyone on in that top side of the map.
So he's into a Nautilus, and the
Or
Fiora
is he?
is still... Yeah, he is.
Okay.
So the Fiora is still available for him to lock in. This is one of the matchups that... I'm not going to say it's great for Fiora. There's not many matchups that are great, but you outscale everybody. So still, that stands. The Gangplank is there. It would not be advised, but it's possible.
Oh.
Well,
There you go.
they say screw
See
it.
you later, Gauntlet. It has been thrown.
I feel like it's a mid lane, though.
Maybe. I mean, this is pure comfort for Legacy one way or the other.
Yes.
The champion Regret's shown strength on pretty much all the games they've won, I believe. Cardred on a comfy 80 character that has shown off all series long. Carbon on Elise. These are the Legacy solo lanes that got them to this point in the regular season.
Damn right.
This was their victory in every single week
Yep.
of the OPL, right? Like, the flex between a Gangplank and a Lissandra, throwing a Lulu, that's exactly what they play. And that is expected that they would go towards something like this because it's comfortable. And we are in game number 5, naturally. Chiefs, though, yet to respond with their mid laner, knowing, well, not even knowing, who he's against.
Well, 14 seconds now to go as the Chiefs are going to round out their team comp. I'd like to see Tally on the Gangplank. I feel like that's where we want to see him go, but it is going to be the Victor locked in. Swiffer going back to tried and true. as it looks like a very standard comfort comp here for the Chiefs. It's what they do every time we hit these game number 5s.
Yeah.
Didn't work out in winter. We'll see whether it can work out now in our first split of the OPL for 2016.
I'm going to look at these team compositions and I'm going to echo you further and say that they are absolutely comfortable picks. I think the fact that they've locked in Lissandra as the, Victor as the last option for Swiffer indicates that they should go Lissandra mid. It's just a wave clear off now. Both mid laners have a defined purpose that they need to execute on. Tally playing Gangplank into a Nautilus. It's not great. It's not bad. He's just going to get by. But that is an outscaling Gangplank that can impact team fights, and there's a different side to Tally.
And there's so much exciting stuff about this game already. Not just because it's comfort picks, not just because it's game 5, but Ejim's got Ignite. Raider and Ejim want to get aggressive after the last few games. Spooked on Nidalee is a big change. We haven't seen him on the champion all series long. Carbon on Elise, they're going to be fireworks probably everywhere at this point.
Yeah, exactly right. And look, we haven't, the S-tier junglers, the Kindred and the Nidalee, haven't necessarily seen them find form so far this series. But you're right, first time we've seen Nidalee. We'll see whether Spooks is going to be able to perform as well as he did in the series against Sin to get them to this grand final. But like you said, the scaling comp from Legacy, it's what's bitten the Chiefs in the past. So guys, if you think that Legacy will be able to take it, use the hashtag LGC when you can see them steely confidence on the face of their captain Carbon. Or if you think that Chiefs will be able to fight back in this game number 5, use that hashtag CHF win, as they are now going to take to the Rift for the final time tonight.
Every game doesn't matter now except this one. Leave them all behind because they've been pushed all the way to a final game. These teams will move out for the last time, and only one of these teams can be the OPL champion and the Oceanic IWCI representative. There's an awful lot on the line in this game. And for these two teams, it's most important. Forget everything that's happened. Play your heart out this game.
Yeah, this is a best of one. And this best of
exactly.
one decides everything. We've already got defined purposes between these teams as well. The best of 5 series has unfolded itself to this situation through drafting. We've also worked out play styles and what people want to do. The best example is the Tally's on Gangplank. He wants to win his lane, whereas Raider and Ejim, they want to do more than that. They want to put the enemy team into the ground.
We'll see whether they can. Right now, looking like duo lane moving towards the bottom side for the Chiefs, but Legacy looking to initiate some sort of lane swap. As Gangplank goes back home.
An aggressively forced lane swap by Tally as well. He kind of throws his face into Swiper and goes, yeah, I am top lane. What are you going to do about it?
Hey, I'm here.
Yeah, and then goes bottom. So Legacy, this is actually a good move from them.
Well, Choose and Swiffer facing off now as the minions crash. Swiffer dodging the first Q. Always important. As he runs forward, lands the Death Ray. Learning phase is officially going to start. So Gromp is going to be taken here from the Chiefs towards the bottom side for the duo lane, as Cardred and Regret already pushing up that top lane. So the Chiefs know that they've been swapped on. We'll see how they react.
Yep, of course Tally able to start jungling as well. Swiper, I think he started off, yep. He's actually there with Spooks, so things are going to start very normally here. Ejim actually going on an adventure, but he's not going to see them because they actually started on their unsafe side of the jungle. This is where the first little advantage comes for Legacy, and Regret's actually going to spot them. He knows the red is actually up, but he's going to keep moving. Now Ejim's found them. He's actually maybe in a bit of trouble. No, he's okay.
Yeah, he needs to walk away, but the thing that Legacy did, and this was adapting to the lane swap once again, is they started red buff. They took their big camp, they went straight to the Raptors and successfully got it, if not close to a Braum auto attack taking it. And they left their Krugs standing. So big differences in the jungle top lane duos. Could mean something. I don't know if it actually will this early in the game. This is the problem already.
Yeah, Swiffer actually getting a bit of pressure onto Choose. Has to eat one of his cookies. Hugh's not quite finding the target. We'll see whether the Victor is going to be able to take it here in this lane. Is Gangplank moving up towards the top side, and they're looking to try and take these turrets down. We'll see how they bounce the waves this time. Who's going to pull ahead here in the lane swap?
Yeah, so standard lane swap starts here. No junglers actually helping their top lane pushes either. They're just taking out camps as fast and effectively as possible. Spooks naturally, though, has a big advantage in creeps because Tally, that's all that surprise for a second. He got some in that jungling. So once again, the standard start. The question to me, and it's something that we've brought up as well recently, is the cookie counter in the middle lane.
Yeah.
Actually favoring Swiffer. Thing
really
is,
like that.
the teleport is what counteracts that.
That's true. Choose does have that available to him. As you can see, Chiefs going to finish his push. Spook's going to join late. This might mean additional pressure here for the Chiefs. Spooks, I mean, he knows he can't take his jungle because he actually got 3 buffed after the jungle movement. And here comes Chiefs. They're going to try and shove this down. Legacy look to bounce this way for Tally. This tier 2 is looking awfully threatened down in that bottom lane.
Yeah, but Nidalee pushes really fast with this Kalista. Of course, they attack speed buff. I don't know if the tower will fall down, but it is going to take a lot of damage, you would imagine, and it's irreparable amounts.
Yeah, fresh minion wave to come in here as well as the Chiefs with 4 members strong and a primal surge
They
there.
want to zone them off because they know it's 3.
Well, see, Spear is going to fly down. Regret dodges out of the way, but Cardred is going to make here in time. Fantastic bind is going to come down. Titan's Wrath is there, but Chu's not going to opt for starting anything off.
No, but that was actually a really smart, aggressive rotation from Choose. He has the teleport, and he was planning on recalling anyway. So by coming down to this bottom lane, you scare them. Regret, of course, hitting his first binding. Able to push them away. The turret doesn't fall. And guess what? Legacy, they got a freeze for Tally.
Yep, of course. I mean,
surprise.
No surprises at all, to be honest. Tally going to continue trying to farm up. He's 20 to 5 CS in that top lane. And Choose goes back, gets a Negatron cloak, and teleports back to his lane. Legacy, once again, very smart map play.
Yeah.
To sort of get themselves into the situation they want, which is try and avoid the 2v2, because you know Raider and Aegian want to kill you. Get the Sivir into a safe lane, which you can just farm up, and give Tally, most importantly, as many resources you can possibly stomach to give him.
Yeah, and this is the question from here, because Legacy, we've seen it in this series. We know they want to give farm to Tally, but Chiefs are playing standard. They're doing a stock standard map movement right now by going to this top lane and trying to take the second turret down. We even saw a turret advantage gained by Chiefs in game number 4. How do Legacy respond to this? Because a Morgana is actually key for stopping dives. The answer is seemingly Choose.
Well, Spooks might be caught out of position here as Choose flashes forward. They are looking for the first blood as Spooks does heal himself up, but it will be picked up by Choose as Legacy strike first.
And this is the Legacy team comp all over again. Choose when he's feeling comfortable in a standard control mage matchup, rotates around the map. They pick someone off trying to help or at least invade the jungle needlessly aggressively. They could thwart the lane swap entirely here from the side of Chiefs. In fact, Carbon, wow.
Carbon's here. They're actually forced Radius flash. He needs to line up the Cocoon. Gonna try and duke it out with a Spiderling. Raider in a bit of trouble.
Oh!
The Binding is gonna miss, and the Cocoon with the repel.
There's no tower.
In. Carbon gonna chase him, and Carbon takes out Radius.
And this is Carbon with momentum and then some. Legacy 2-0 up already at 6 minutes in this game. And they're not even the real benefactors as the AD carry support. 32-5 is the CS for Tally.
Just ridiculous. And Radier played that so beautifully, you have to say, despite the fact that he fell down at Swiffer. Going aggressive, does have the gravity field down for the slow, gets the stun. Chaos Storm just going to be held onto for the moment. Choose may need to be a little bit careful. Does, of course, have the ultimate to use on himself if he needs.
Surprisingly from Swiffer, he doesn't use the Chaos Storm, at least a poke. Perhaps we've watched too much of other leagues. But naturally, control there is still established by Swiffer. Which is, I'm going to say it's expected given the itemization choices. Blasting one against the Negatron dictates a lot.
I think it just says a lot about mentality though. Choose. That was really ballsy what he tried to do there into Swiffer. But you can just tell he's, you know, starting to groove. He's feeling the trays. He goes in aggressive. Carbon finds in there as well.
They got him.
Doesn't go down. Can't cleanse all the CC. Carbon with another kill.
Just
Legacy,
ridiculous.
man. They look like an entirely different side right now. They have so much momentum coming into Game 5. They have come in here, and Carbon, he is out jungling, out rotating, and almost outclassing the entire map of the Chiefs.
Outthinking, I think, is the most important thing, and this is exactly what Carbon has said time and time again, is the fact that he loves to get into the head of his opponents, and it seems to me like he's just figured it out. As Radiant looking to try and pull some spears out of Cardred. But 3-0 already for Legacy as Spooks can have his spear juked out of the way. Cardred throws down a ward. We'll see whether the Chiefs can find anything on this map as Regret moves in. Binding's going to go wide.
And Radiant played that really nice to get a bit of poke down with the Ren. Chiefs are trying to push this down, but once again, it's the major elements of Legacy versus the major elements of Chiefs. Never count out Radiant's Kalista, and I know it's a small thing, but just with the way he played that then, Radiant is here to play.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Raider well and truly online right now for his team, at least in mentality. And that's important because he is in a right headspace. And still, they are winning their bottom lane.
It's even little things. It's like Sheen first on Tally.
Yeah.
Knowing he wants to get aggressive.
Yeah,
GPL.
There's the ultimate from the Gangplank as Ejim actually goes out. The teleport coming in from the Chiefs as Raider is going to survive for now. The counter teleport comes in as Carbon is going to turn up. So the Chiefs successfully escape. A lot of summoners burn.
Yeah, and not level 6 on Regret was actually the most problematic issue just there for Legacy. They had kill threat if they could ult Callista before they had to throw out a binding. No summoners available, so Carbon, very smart play right now, reacting to the right side of the map, which is where the Callista and Braum are, and trying to close the difference between Sivir and Callista.
Fancy feet though from Raider, gets him to safety, but Carbon's not done with the counter jungling lesson. He's going to take away the Raptors. As Tally also going to go back. No TPs here for these top laners, but 30 CS up already. Goes back, grabs a Phage. Things starting to come online real quickly here for Legacy. And Carbon and Regret are just holding hands through the enemy jungle looking for a pick. As Swiffer goes ahead and gets his blue buff. Chiefs, they're about 1,500 gold behind. Rift Child now for Legacy as Chiefs do have to start worrying already less than 10 minutes into the game.
I just think if they're not ahead right now with the comps, oh my goodness. It's just so scary to be a Chiefs fan at the moment just because Tally, he's a time bomb. And he's like a powder keg, quite honestly, if we're going to go with the theme.
What you did there.
So frightening. Thanks, man.
I liked it.
I worked pretty hard.
Spooks though, what are you doing here? Snared up, Choose in, Regret's there, that's going to be the flash. I'm not sure Choose had enough mana for his ulti, but Spooks just wastes the flash there.
Yeah, you had to use the flash because Regret was nearby, and he actually just couldn't get out because the pounce was used. A smart play from Legacy once again, rotations and mana aside. Still forcing summoner spells out of the Chiefs. And honestly, to bring it back to that point as well, Atlas, I'm looking at Swiffer.
Yeah.
This is the man who is the placebo effect for the Chiefs in the way that he just empowers them to feel comfortable. He's a shot caller as well. He needs to shine.
Well, the ultimate has come out here as Spooks jumps on Choo-Choo's. There's the ultimate that comes out. Glacial Path is there. The 1v1 might actually be here as Spooks throws some more back in. Red buff goes down, but he doesn't step on the trap and doesn't fall. Whoa, that was ballsy by Spooks.
That was close, and that was really close on both parties. The fake claw as well, actually baiting the spear in the wrong direction. Could have been Choose's life if he decided to take that one, but instead they mind game each other into both living and no one dying.
Very well played by both, but Spooks looking really creative and stronger than Italy. Legacy back here though, looking for a kill into Raider. GPL down is going to zone them. They nail Raider with the with the first one. Damage is there. Carbon's going to get the first kill, and Spooks has to be careful.
Raider
answers back with a shutdown, and he's not done.
Yeah, Raider looking to jump further forward. There's the pierce. More spears in Cardred as there's the double. Raider's Callista's here, and so Swiffer turns up at the nick of time.
Yeah, Swiffer here. Raider, though, with Spooks. This is the response from the Nidalee, finally. He shows up to the party after trading with Elise, with Lissandra. And just like that, 2-1 and 0 with a 40 CS lead is Callista. We're looking at conflicting styles, and they're colliding.
You can see again, well set up here, but Choose, I think, ported back to... Oh, he didn't have port, so he couldn't join in this fight. They get the first kill, but Raider's like, oh, I got this.
Yeah, that was well done. The red buff as well is actually massive in that particular engage. Ejim, the sacrificial lamb of that engage after the Gangplank zone them is...
There's a Chaos Storm in the mid lane.
Hello.
Yeah, Choose goes down to about 300 health. Swiffer just asserting some dominance. Here in the mid lane, it's Carbon just going to pick up some farm. And as the dust settles, Chiefs have a 400 gold lead.
That is, yeah, that's commanding.
And the thing is, like, Carbon going to cover here. Tally looking good. Again, the farm differences are about the same between Raider versus Cardred and Tally versus Swiper. But Tally, unfortunately, has picked up just one assist, and Raider already has 2 kills and a Blade of the Ruin King, and he's Callista, so he's going to be a bit more relevant earlier. I know Tally's the big player for his team, and he's got a champion he can do it on, but it's going to be a rough ride here, because again, Raider, he does not like losing, especially not on Callista.
Certainly not, but Carbon...
Oh, that was slick.
Rift. Scuttler. The battle, the main battle here. Legacy going to win it for now.
So once again, though, Legacy's crafted themselves a bottom lane that doesn't necessarily need to be ahead or even, because they've got a Sivir ultimate and they've got a Morgana Black Shield. So they're a team composition that's relevant in the bottom lane, whilst the top side of their map prospers. And whilst we're speaking about prospering,
Oh, yeah.
someone's got a Trinity Force at 13 minutes.
And it's not Raider. No, of course, it's Tally.
Yeah, it is a Tally.
Yeah.
And that's scary. Radio, they're pushing down bottom side. Chiefs, pink ward's loaded up into the inventory. Could be time to make a play for Dragon. And you can see this bottom lane untouchable right now. As Legacy don't want to go anywhere near it, and Spooks are shadowing the lane as well. Swiper's not having a great time, but much like Legacy's bottom lane, Swiper's going to be relevant with little to no items as well.
Yep.
So these discrepancies do sort of balance each other out. And in a lot of ways, it's a battle of two carries. This Cardred, little late in that spell shield, and it costs him.
Yeah, and the ultimate actually being thrown down here in the mid lane as the teleport comes in. Cocoon's going to go wide as Swiffer, looking to try and turn this one around. Of course, Swiper's here. The spear lands. Spooks pounces on top and picks up the kill. Oh, that anchor pretty close, trying to predict the repel, but the Chiefs looks like they've returned.
The Chiefs have well and truly turned up now. Spooks massive right now in this Nidalee. The amount of damage that he is doing, even to Cardred casually before he walks mid lane, is substantial.
Gangplank teleport. Radio ate a binding. Tally just can't follow up on it though. Radio just autos out the keg and says thanks for the 10 gold. Tally here to defend, but Cardred back now in his lane. A summoner just to save a turret and make sure no one else died. And that's it.
This is such a tense moment as well between both of these teams, because whilst Chiefs just had a favorable trade, Swiffer is putting in work right now against choosing this middle lane. It's still so easy to tip that balance because the spike that Tally has compared to components of Swiper, unfortunately for Legacy, wasted that teleport. There's now a period of time where the Chiefs can look at a 4v4.
Exactly right. Of course, Swiper now able to get himself some respite as well on this top side of the map. Without that gangplank to deal with. Choose clears out this mid lane, but he's fallen behind. Swiffer really reaching out as far as that CS is concerned. 135 to 109. Here at 15 minutes into this game as Abyssal Scepter now done for the creator himself.
And this is a game where we're waiting for items.
Yeah.
Like the second we get the spikes, so like the Rod of Ages for Nidalee, the Zhonya's Hourglass for Lissandra as an example, these teams will start to feel a whole lot more confident. And through that confidence comes some crazy team fight decisions.
Well, while we're waiting, Chiefs will get themselves the first dragon of this game. So you can see Chiefs with about 1,000 gold up. They'll take the dragon. There's a bit of extra bonus. And now looking to still re-siege this bottom side of the map. Regret looking for a binding. Wants to clear that pink wall, but that is absolutely not safe. Carter just pretty much forced a wave clear. EG even going to deny him that luxury as he puts up the chair.
It's a 60 CS deficit.
Yeah.
Massive.
It's not where you want to be for Cardred.
And look how much attention there is here in this lane. Both teams know they have to try and stop this, but Chiefs already have initiative in this part of the map. And like you said, Tally, he just has to wait a little longer. Maybe too long.
It could be too long. Could be the same thing, though, for the Chiefs, because sooner or later, the gangplank will start to run rampant. Swiper's goal is to defuse and stall for his team, for his bottom lane to win. Even without him would be preferenced if he can keep Tally there. But it's easier said than done.
Well, you can see Spooks as well. I mean, he's set up shop here towards the bottom side jungle, meaning that he can put easy pressure in the mid lane and bottom lane. As he is going to get met up there as Choose. He may be in a little bit of trouble. Doesn't have his flash.
He doesn't know it yet.
The Claw of Doom is available. Spooks once again just throws out a casual spear, but the Chiefs looking to try and grab themselves an outer turret in the mid lane. Carbon, good timing and good wave clear from Choo Choo's. Will help Legacy defend.
Yeah, and this is the standard right now for both mid laners and both teams in their drafts, is they want wave clear and they want to control the mid lane turret, because that is the most important objective that starts to open up the map further.
Well, right now we've got pretty big open side lanes, and the Chiefs continue to hammer down here. Sentinel going to get cleared up by Regret, as Cardred actually falls back as well. Could have his Essence Reaver done, and does. He's looking pretty good there on that particular item. But even Tally, Crit Cloak now in the inventory. Looks like maybe IE second. It could be Essence Reaver as well, if I remember my recipes.
Yes, it could certainly be. Right, you can see Swiper actually going for the Iceborne Gauntlet this time around. And there's Nautilus, wants to be a bit of a battle underwater man. I like it a lot.
It's added wave clear as well.
Yeah.
So gives him the armor, very sustainable, gives him a bit of trading if it comes down to it also. But with that Barmy Cinder, with his E and with an auto attack, waves just melt.
And don't be
And
fooled.
freeze at the same time, because I don't understand how that works.
Yeah, very confusing.
Well, don't be fooled by the pace of this game, or the confusion of some of the flavor of the item builds. Carbon and Spooks having a meeting. Meeting adjourned.
Certainly.
Very quickly.
It was an impromptu meeting.
It was.
Yeah, I feel like Carbon really took something from
It's
Spooks
like
there.
a really quick water cooler conversation. Like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, good!
Gotta go by.
Could have been better. Oh, God. Don't hurt me.
Goes tail there for Legacy. Tally, no, Carbon's going to get it. Maybe this is time to siege mid.
Yeah, it means they don't want to utilize that in the top lane. Tally about to have his teleport available again, so no advantages gained by either top laner with that teleport being there. And now we're at square one, essentially, for both teams. Control still lies in the same places, but set up for team fights is the question.
All right, now Chiefs actually able to get some damage down here onto this inner turret in the bottom lane. Cardred still under here, but Carbon is going to make his way around as well and help out. See Sentinels being taken down. Cheeky 10 gold there for Carbon. The Spooks once again hanging around, taking himself some chickens. There are back pings coming out. See whether anything is going to occur. So far, the Chiefs with about 1,000 gold lead, despite the kill deficit. That turret really helping them push ahead right now as Carbon eats a spear. Spooks prowling around. And Swiffer continuing his onslaught against these creeps. Always known as a good farmer, but man, he's pulled ahead at this 20-minute mark.
And this is sort of the difference in what's happening at this stage of the game. Yes, there's a lot of just pushing and wave clearing happening, but Chiefs are aggressively pushing 2 of their lanes that they can. And I think Tally's having to hold, for whatever reason, the wave in top a little further back. So this turret's actually in danger of going down naturally as Tally's forced to ulti. No fight started. That's just to get them off the turret.
Yeah, just deterring the, I guess, advance of this Chiefs roster. Proactively moving with Swiffer there was actually the key factor, as these two, they've actually made a response in a rotation themselves. Erring to the side of caution, naturally.
Yeah, didn't have all that many minions around here as Spooks is going to spot that scrying on board, but also Legacy going to see the jungler moving in and back away from that turret. Swiffer as well does have an extra needlessly large rod now as Aegim and Radier need to be a little bit careful, 3v2.
And a 19-minute Rod of Ages as well for Spooks.
Yeah.
It's a very fast Rod of Ages for the Nidalee jungle. We've seen how much damage he's doing. I'm getting Hotshot GG flashbacks with these spears from the flank. And I think it's all just going to start to unfold around the next dragon fight. But do Legacy want to fight that when Shoes doesn't have his Zonias yet?
Well, 50 seconds left, and items are going to be the question here, moving in towards our real start of the mid-game. 2 items done for Radier. Did go back and get the Hurricane, so all that time pushing in the bottom side. Got himself a nice item. Tally, though, BF Sword now done, so IE on the way, but it won't be here for this next dragon fight. And Choose might be the big question here. Even Swiffer is looking pretty strong with double upgrades on the Hex Core, Abyssal, and a lot of what looks to be maybe a Zonies for himself as well. And especially because Spooks just got the roll-off, I think Chiefs are in a little bit more fighting shape. We'll see what Legacy decides to do when the time comes, because Chiefs, they already have the first dragon.
And that's the thing, when does the time come? Both teams, you can tell, are being very cautious, and they're showing a lot of respect right now to the opposition team. You can tell that they both are respecting that it's a Game 5.
Mm-hmm. Exactly right. And look, Legacy probably content with just sitting back. They've got so much scaling power. The Chiefs will see whether this time around they put the pressure on, they play the Chiefs style because they're so suffocating when they're winning, and they need that confidence if they're going to take this game number 5.
And that's interesting because one thing I feel like we were missing a bit in some of these games that I've seen a little bit more of is just a little bit more of that Chiefs swagger.
Yeah.
You know, they play very safe, they're very controlled, very clinical League of Legends a lot of the time. But I'm looking at Radier in particular. He's just been a little bit more flashy and a little bit more aggressive than we see him normally.
He's got his swagger back.
And he has to.
Yeah.
Because try as he might to beat Legacy in a very straightforward manner, at the end of the day, they will bring you down to their level and make you fight. Even Swiffer starting to get more aggressive as the Chaos Storm, just a little short.
Yeah, actually just misses the Chaos Storm. I don't think it would have killed Shoes, but it 100% would have sent him back very
sent a
close
message.
to dead.
Damn right.
Message received, don't you worry.
Oh, yeah.
In the form of a cannon barrage.
One of many messages that have just recently been sent, that is for certain. Legacy starting to creep towards big item spike. Something we keep touching on is Regret, running the risk of a stun.
Good flush.
Yeah, spears in.
Jesus. That's a lot of damage right now out of Radier. And this is still the problem that Legacy are going to continue to run into. This is a confident, very confident Kalista.
And they've done well, honestly, to have no one killed in the last 5 to 10 minutes. Because Chiefs are doing what they always want to do. Push down, get vision, catch someone cheating, and then pick them off in the jungle. So the fact that Legacy are still alive is good. The issue is that they're kind of bleeding out slowly. And unfortunately, as the wound gets bigger, you start bleeding faster. So even though the game is very close right now, this can snowball out of control very quickly.
And speaking of snowball, the Gangplank has 2 big items. Those 2 big items, Infinity Edge, Trinity Force, and he is level 14, which is the other big deal, because Gangplank hitting level 13, the kegs charge quicker. Of course, ammo always going to be there, as the Gangplank changes recently. But he's going to be hurting. Like, all it takes, the later this game goes, even with what he has now, is 1 keg to hit the back line, and everyone dies.
And if Radio gets tagged by any sort of slow, makes it a whole lot easier for all of these pick opportunities to come in. He's got the QSS now, but when there's Cocoons, Soul Shackles, Dark Binding, Frozen Tomb.
And damage. You can't QSS damage.
That's true. Death is really, really hard to get out of. The Spooks standing off here against Choose. Clearing out the minion wave there with the Claw of Doom. And the Chiefs now once again setting up some sort of siege, but they've been stifled everywhere they've been as far as taking down the next round of turrets.
Yeah. Legacy are playing at a pace they want to play at. They're forcing Chiefs to adhere.
Wave clear wars, though, will continue because Static Shift just got completed for Cardred. Alright, so Swiffer, though, could signal maybe a bit more aggression. The Spooks caught by Carbon. A little bit of damage, but doesn't go too crazy for it. Nothing really to fight over, although Swiffer eats a binding in mid lane. He's a cute push, just a bit of damage on the mid turret.
Yeah, they've actually rotated Cardred and Regret mid. As speaking of
Regret.
Whoa.
He's in an awkward spot.
Yeah, Exhaust goes down. Thank goodness, as Swiffer just throws everything
Good
he had
catch.
at it. Yeah, Cardred picks himself up some mana in the form of a spear.
That was interesting from Regret, namely. Of course, Swiffer did as was expected of him.
His
He
buttons.
could have considered cleansing the exhaust before he dropped the ultimate, but that would have been aggressive and I'm going to say near needless.
I would have seen Choo Choo's just flash ult him.
Yeah,
I swear.
exactly. That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
So he needs that cleanse if a team fight is to break out. It's not worth it to just kill a Morgana. And once again, you can feel that tension behind that fact.
Got to heal out as well. So a couple of summoners burnt there on the Legacy side, but Chiefs just going to keep hammering this bottom lane. You can see the gold again. It's about 1,500 between them at the moment. 6 spell shield from Cardred. But this tower's on critical health. And the spears keep coming from Spooks, who is doing significant damage right now with them. Carbon, he'll shake it off. He's got a locket. He's actually pretty tanky at this stage of the game for Elise.
Yeah.
But again, it's
working
just
towards Spirit Visage from the looks of it as well. This is the thing, right? Like, and you've mentioned the locket. He's got magic resistance now. He's also giving his team magic resistance, and Nidalee is trying to poke everybody on that roster.
Well, you can see the Chiefs now have to contend with the Static Shiv on the Sivir. Seems like they cannot get to this turret now as Swiffer. We're going to try and get the cheeky auto attack down onto Choose. Doesn't follow the claw as Tally makes his way around. Swiffer will be safe.
Gangplank pressure, man. It's just like nothing else.
down
Drive-bys
a
mid
keg.
lane,
Yeah.
blows up a keg. He's the guy that starts a party in every lane.
He actually just rocks up and steals your back line. He's like, sup, and then leaves. Like, that's all he's got in the way of ganks,
Thanks
which is great.
for your money.
That's it, yeah.
And again, a very tense game. Teams are patient, but this cannot last forever.
I feel like this gold lead is so artificial as well, just because you're watching this Gangplank get stronger and stronger. Yes, it's 2,000. Yes, the Chiefs are in the lead at the moment, but they need to get some real advantages.
Ooh,
As Choose, yeah, that could be one of them right now as Chiefs pushing through the mid lane. Cocoon lands
Carbon.
on a Radiant. There's the ultimate out of Tally as well.
Whoa,
Choose gets
Choose.
knocked up. Swiffer drops the base onto the
Carbon.
Lyssandra's Carbon.
Raider's
Run the
still
back
alive,
line.
though, but he dies. Raider able to take him out. Now Swipe is here. That takes him to the wall, but it's not enough for a hook. And Tally just a little late on the teleport.
And honestly, that was just Ejim knocking up Shoes as he flashed in because he could not get the ultimate on himself.
Whoa!
Carbon. Wow.
Yeah, Swiper right in there. It's Tally. He's going to get speared, but he's going to be okay as he eats some oranges. Whoa, the Chiefs.
Yeah.
They find the team fight.
So this is the thing. Like, the Chiefs have had control of the map. They don't have momentum as such, but that is a step in the right direction for this Chiefs roster. The cool, calm, and collected style that they've brought into this is now starting to pay dividends. It could continue to snowball for them.
And if nothing else, this game is so fragile.
oh, yeah.
As we'll watch this again. This was the right call. Going onto Radio on the Cocoon, but they just couldn't kill him.
Exactly. The Brawl knockup stops Shoes from getting his ult off. That was everything right there because Raider's health bar, he probably wouldn't have existed.
I think that heal was like half a second later, he dies to Carbon.
Yeah.
Carbon with the right idea. Flash repels in to try and get the execute. Chiefs get a couple kills, but again, these turrets hold, and they call the game delicate. There's a reason for it. The Chiefs still ahead, a few thousand gold. Legacy, though, keeping up, it feels like, particularly with Tally, where he is right now. But it just takes one fight. Even Chiefs just knocking down some of these turrets actually opens up a game a lot more than you might think. And even this Dragon fight could be it, as Ejim caught up and bound. They're going to go back in, but Kallista's there. They're trying to use the ulti, but he doesn't bother.
Yeah, this game is very fragile. That is an example right there. Not wanting to fight, just wanting to slow it down and poke. Spooks, though. 3 big items done.
Yeah, that's the Abyssal Scepter as well.
Disgustingly far ahead.
Ridiculous. And look, 2 teams with masses of wave clear on both sides, especially in the form of this Victor and the Sivir on the side of Legacy. Both of these teams just cannot really break a way through. Chiefs now unable to find that mid-outer turret or the bottom inner, as they're now going to look towards this dragon. Radiant, get some sticks into it. We'll be able to rip them out and grab themselves this one, as Legacy haven't found one yet, and that is the 3rd for the Chiefs. They may have found themselves a win condition now as Swiffer throws down the gravity field. Ejim looking to make his way in.
Coded in trouble, though, but the Black Shield's actually good. Spook's going to miss that spear, and now he's going to move in for the execute. Gets out, though. Carbon, though, grabbed up. He's going to get stunned up. Repel's not going to complete, as Swiper's able to get him. And Tally, he can't join. He's got no teleport.
Yeah, and he's just not able to be there. Legacy, they poke near mid lane when the dragon was being taken. So first and foremost, that's fine to do. But if you walk back down through your lane to get out to safety, you're walking towards the roster running at you. Tower's in trouble.
Yeah. He's dead.
So is Juice.
So much trouble. The ultimate on himself, though. This could actually save the mid laner as he uses the Zhonya's.
Is that enough
Gravity
time?
field is there. The rest of the Chiefs, they will tear him apart. Rampage for Radia, as now the Chiefs moving forward even further. We'll see whether they can get this in a turret, or whether they just want to go back and spend the gold that they just picked up. This could be some real momentum for the Chiefs squad.
Yeah, the gold lead has started to balloon out further. The control of the map well and truly there. Once again, the Chiefs, they're about to comfort, they're in.
Tally going in, but Cardin hooked up. Radiant's going to take him out. He's going off like a maniac in the front of this fight. Carbon going to get stunned. The Ren's not enough for the execute, but Radiant does not care. He's face-taking people as Forget gets chunked. That tower's dead.
He's a one-man army. What the heck was that?
Radiant is absolutely a wrecking ball for the Legacy roster right now. He is 5-1 and probably the most confident AD carry that I have seen all season from him.
This man wants to win this game for his team, and right now they are sitting on his back saying thank you very much. Derek Radiatrang, everyone. He's here to play in the game number 5.
The other thing, Swiffer is definitely doing his job. He has cemented himself a massive lead in this middle lane through just raw CS values. And we are looking right now at a Chiefs roster exactly where they want to be at this point in the game. Legacy, their top laner is everything to them right now.
He's the X Factor, and there's the 3 Gangplank items. Legacy have not picked a fight for so long, but Elixir of Wrath could spell exactly that. If there was ever a time to be a hero, Tally, it's right now.
Thing is, Chiefs are set up for this. They have vision everywhere around that Baron. They've sent Swiper to the bottom lane, so the strategy's well and truly in place. It's a matter of execution. If Legacy want to fight, use that Elixir aggressively, actually make things happen, they need to set themselves up for success first.
We'll see what they can do here as Radiant. Both summoner spells now available. Swiffer as well. Cleanse and Flash, both there. They're waiting for Swiper's Flash if he wants to get some anchors down on anyone. And see exactly what can happen, as this is looking very reminiscent of where the Chiefs like to be. Pushed up in every wave, challenging these turrets, and Ejim posturing forward.
Is it now? I hear pings. They wanted it, but Chiefs are going to play it slow. Nautilus in the bottom lane causing pressure, though. Tally recalled to maybe home guard his way, and his rush towards the top lane is probably enough wave clear.
Yeah.
Especially with some help.
Level 17, by the way.
Yeah, he's huge.
He's massive. 360 CS at 32 minutes, doing his best Fantix impersonation in that respect. Naturally, they send him here instead of Lissandra.
Carbon.
Oh, barrel.
Bam.
Radiant got caught out as well. The ultimate goes down, but he is going to survive. Carbon, he's seeing what he can do as the teleports are coming in from the Chiefs.
Cancelled.
It was cancelled actually there towards the bottom side of the map as Choose throws down his ultimate. Yeah, Spook's caught out of position. Radiant as well. Now off to the side. Tally wants to find him. Exhaust goes down, but he's kiting around. Cardred picks up Ejim. Another barrel being looked for. That's just a shot to the head. See you later, Radiant. And Tally has made it to this game. Swiffer flashes forward. Death Ray. It's going to grab Choo Choo's, but he's behind enemy lines. He's trying to find Carbon, trying to find him slinking off, but he's now in an awkward position as Swiffer holds onto the wave. Gravity field's there. Spears coming
Spears
through.
on. He's in
There's
trouble.
the death ray, but Swiper takes down Carbon in the back of this fight.
Legacy just can't do anything. They're getting run around by Chiefs on the opposite side of the map. They have to keep running into Chiefs' base
Cat and
to
mouse.
try and get out safely. And Swiffer and Spooks are not letting them go.
I don't think this is going to end anytime soon right now. You can see the spears coming out. The recall stopped. They're a 3-man army against the world.
Well, Swiper, he's at full health. He's got a Thornmail. He's looking massive. There's still 3 members of Legacy, and the ultimate's used from
They're making a
Cardred.
sprint for it.
They're seeing what they can do. They're running the gauntlet as Swiffer's made his way around. The barrels go in, and we'll see what Tally can do.
Ooh.
Swiffer dodges the Dark Binding.
Regret's dead, I think. Yeah, he
Yeah.
gives it up. He Black Shields his head. He carry runs away. Chiefs actually went out on that trade despite the fight there from Legacy. But you can see what damage GP can do.
And this was like Swiffer just coming in and obliterating them in the back end of that fight. The thing is, Regret sacrifices himself, but it takes so long to actually kill him that everyone's alive. And whilst this Baron's being taken, it's going to be contested with a fight.
Yeah, there's the Cannon Barrage down as Chiefs take a
Oh,
lot
no,
of
it's
damage,
dead.
but they're
Wow.
looking to take the Baron. No contestation comes in as they didn't want to fight without Regret.
So Tally didn't even recall yet. He had his teleport available, but just the GP all burnt.
And now Chiefs in a commanding position here. Look to close out the final game. Again, we talk about it. Their play style, very, very straightforward, very clinical, very clean. But when it matters, Chiefs are showing that, hey, we're not just a good team, we have good players as well. Raider and Swiffer and Spooks are finally showing off some of their X factor. And Legacy just feel like they don't have a response because they beat the Chiefs 2 games. There could have been any 5 players. This time, the Chiefs players themselves came to play.
Yeah, just ridiculous. Swiffer has definitely reinstalled the secret stuff into his team. This guy is doing a heck of a lot of work. And without him, coming in through the back of that team fight and nailing about 4 people with a Chaos Storm could have been a very different situation as Legacy
4.
looked to really have the jump on the Chiefs. And that is Dragon number 4, as Rusty stated. The Chiefs with a monopoly on that objective.
Yeah, let's just say the clock has started, Atlas, because in 6
yeah.
minutes from now, either the biggest team fight in history will break out, or a 5th dragon is entirely possible.
Or both.
I mean, quite possibly, because honestly, we're getting to that point now. Legacy, I think they know they have pretty much one plan. Find a place to stand your ground and fight and see what happens. Because this game, it's not over, but the Chiefs are very far ahead.
Yeah.
Legacy have to pick their moment wisely, and to be honest, they're probably only getting one. Yeah, and Legacy have so many tools for a Chiefs roster that is running at them. We'll see exactly whether they can utilize it. Bottom in a turret, of course, as we saw earlier, relatively low.
This has been alive for a surprisingly long
know,
time.
Right? Come on, Siege Minion. Couple of
Prince
autos.
Arrow's got it. There we go.
That was a lot of damage.
Static shift.
Ideal lane assignments for Legacy right now is Lysandra next to Swiper. So that's the thing. It doesn't have teleport yet, Choose. It's about to be up. I would imagine they send him there. But if Chiefs pressure this with that Baron buff, this is one turret gone. The question is, what else?
Well, they're going to push forward. Inhibitor could be under fire now. The Chiefs with a decent minion wave.
All it takes is one fight in this position for the Chiefs. If they kill Legacy in any regard.
Ooh, nice
Tower
burn.
is so low, though. And you're right, Tally not being able to be here to set up is an issue. Honestly, maybe just for wave clear, if nothing else. Legacy are holding on.
Choose sitting in base as well. And he wants a flank. There's wards. There are definitely flanking wards behind them.
We'll see what they can do now as Chiefs still content on pushing these waves out. Spear is going to land onto Regret.
He has to
Cocoon
go
goes
now.
high.
He has to go.
He's not going to press the button. They take down the turret. Carbon in trouble. Oh my god, the Rend is going to be used, but the Banshee
Just
spell
give it
was
up.
there. And the Inhib's just going to fall down. Legacy, they just
Look at
couldn't
Tally.
find their moment. It's Tally getting soloed out by Swiper? What the heck was that as the Chiefs moving towards the mid lane? Was that minions?
Not a clue, honestly, but Swipe is currently proxy farming the top lane. Nautilus in a very strong position, it seems.
10,000 gold's the lead here for the Chiefs.
It will be after this tower goes down, and there it is. The Chiefs, a monumental lead to push themselves into IWCI and another OPL championship. See Swiper there in his player cam, hits the recall button and rolls his head straight back. The Chiefs, they can see victory in front of them, but They are not done yet. The longest stretch of road is always this one.
It certainly is, as Legacy take down an outer turret here in the mid lane. So a proactive play as they tank this one up. Oops, slowly but surely. Choo-Choo's is going to lock that one down. So closing that gold gap. Not in double digits anymore, but Radier finishes the Bloodthirster. Last item, Sterix Gauge. This Callista is so big.
Yeah, that's a stupidly big Callista, yeah. But Pastry said it. As the Nexus stands, Legacy will still fight. And a 10k gold lead at 38 minutes. It's pretty substantial.
By the way,
thing is, we're getting close to irrelevant gold values.
We are. And Tally's 2k ahead of Swiper.
Yep. Yeah, 17k right now.
Which is insane.
Oh my god,
More of my Mortius done now
CS
as well. It's booked as a death cap, so this game's getting a little silly.
That's one more item for that Nidalee. It's like basically copying Swiffer.
No Void Staff, though.
Ah, yes, true.
The big concern. So magic resistance purchased across the board here from Legacy, and Spook's doing a lot of damage. There needs to be a melee range to make it work.
Yeah, both him and Swiffer without the Void Staff as they're picking them up as their final items by the looks.
Yep.
I have to say, I think that's more of a Lulu death cap. Because I think he actually just wants to use his E button on Radier.
Absolutely. And I mean, again, the Chiefs, they're about keeping Radier alive right now.
Especially this game.
He's the power point, and they're pressuring top lane.
Yeah, lots of damage.
That's gone.
That turret's just dead as Swiffer might be in a bit of trouble. Doesn't have a Zhonya's, throws down a Chaos Storm. The shutdown comes in for the Gangplank as it's now a 4v5, and the Chiefs have to run away. A minute and a half on the Baron. 2 minutes on the Baron.
Whoa!
Legacy.
Yeah, Carbon looking for it. Cocoon lands onto Swiper as the ultimate goes back. The ultimate used onto Choo-Choo's as the Fate's Call gets Ejim out. Dark Binding not to find it there.
I don't know if they're done.
Yeah, still as Carbon, the Black Shield comes in. Flash Cocoon somehow snakes it in there. Barrels aren't going to find anyone. They get some summoner spells. But the Chiefs very much want this disengage. 35 seconds. Radier, what are you doing?
Radier
Don't play
doesn't
with
want
our
them
hearts.
to recall.
There's a massive wave bottom is why.
Yeah. Legacy, they try. They really try, knowing that Swiffer is not available to the Chiefs roster. But it's just too hard to catch a Braum, too hard to kill a Nautilus. And Nidalee's going to keep everybody healthy. And let's not even imagine catching a Nidalee in the first place. They do try Legacy, and that is the sign of resilience that we expect to see from these guys in this roster as a whole. There is still plenty of game left to give right now.
To Swiffer's credit, that's probably the one time he could die and it'd be okay. Because Baron is still not up for 50 seconds. If Baron was up, that was a much bigger mistake.
Well, guess what else is up?
Dragon
5. 38 seconds, Dragon number 5 indeed. And this is the, I guess, tearing question that Legacy are now presented with. Where do we place our vision, which at the moment is not anywhere on the map? Which do we preference? We can't give them the 5th Dragon. They could take the Baron if we give them that.
Oh, Swiffer might be in trouble yet again. Choo-Choo's explodes him. Tally might be in a bit of trouble, but more of Malmortius keeps him alive.
Defend the
That's
base.
the pick. Yeah, they might need to go back there immediately as Tally is going to teleport. Or at least recall.
There are no
Swiper's trying.
They're going to go back in for the fight though. Carbon going to maybe catch Ejim, but the Fate's Call's going to pull him out. Does use it late as Regret goes in there looking for the ulti. Swiper's here though. Moves in for the ulti and gets in onto Cardra.
Radier!
He's going to fall, but Radier shredding through people. There's the triple kill. There's the Cardra. He's going to go for the penta kill. And he does get it.
Radier goes off. That is everybody dead from Legacy. The Chiefs all the time in the world. And that's going to be lights out for Legacy.
And what better way to finish it off as well as Radier picks up the Penta. The second inhib is going to fall down. Radier's Callista looking gigantic. Nexus turrets now in the eyes of the Chiefs. He's played so well this game and deserved that like no other.
GG, the Chiefs, they'll shake the curse of Split 1 Finals versus Legacy and finally push themselves over the edge. They beat Legacy in a Game 5 for the first time in a while.
I can't remember the last time Legacy with momentum so frightening. This is the Chiefs that have picked themselves up and got them back into a series, and hats off to Radier. His Callista, the fact that he stays in a cannon barrage, tanks it up and says, I will kill everyone.
The teams will shake hands.
Ridiculous.
And the Chiefs, I think you look back at this series and they did the one thing they actually had to do. Like, play League of Legends against Legacy and actually play more of their game. It is not enough to beat Legacy by just playing good League. You have to be exceptional players, and Chiefs, they show up again. I feel like 2 games we got, very standard Chiefs games, next 2 very standard Legacy games, and the Chiefs, they don't just, like, win the last game. They actually beat Legacy convincingly.
This is experience right now from the Chiefs. We throw back to 2014 where Legacy got them. It was comfort, but Chiefs showed up.
That was absolutely stunning, and we're going to throw it to the desk to break down the final game of this grand final.
Thank you so much, Atlas. Great cast on the night. Guys, this was one of those games that, like, first 2 games, we played a strategic game of League of Legends, like, great poke comp, you know, in the end, a great team fight comp. Chiefs win those. Games 3 and 4, Tally steps up. Carbon starts rising to the occasion. This game, they drew their battle lines in the middle of Summoner's Rift. They walked at each other slowly. They played to their strengths. Chiefs come out on top, but hats off to Legacy. Like, as far as grand finals go, that was incredible to watch.
Yeah. No, this was a brawl. This was a slugfest. Like, I only get to say this one. Like, shit got real, and you could clearly see it on teams' faces. Like, Tally gets Gangplank. That's the Tally champion. It's a band against him the entire side. Radier gets his hands on Callista. That almost never happens in the OPL. You saw exactly why with that pentakill. This could not have been scripted better. Like, Game 5, very close series, comes down to a pentakill in the final play by this god-tier 80 carry. That was like, here's the uppercut and then the left hook. That's what it was.
That was an amazing 5-game series. It was beautiful to watch, and both these teams brought everything to the table. They had no holds barred at all, and it was fantastic to watch the back and forth.
Yeah, and I can't stress this enough. Like, Radier, Swiffer, like, we're talking about the return of the mid lane maestro, you know, Sam, their jungler, Spooks, their jungler, like, he plays game 1 and 2 fantastic, has a great game 5, but quietly, unassumingly, we didn't really hit on the power of their bottom lane. It was just always there, and in game 5, like, what the heck?
But this is what we talked about. We knew that these teams were weighted in such different areas that it was going to be the bottom side of the map for Chiefs, it was going to be the top side of the map for Legacy, and in the end, like, Radier showed up. But it was still, again, to both credit to both teams, Legacy, Tally also showed up, taking the Fiora, taking the Gangplank. So good. Like, this is the top expectations of both of these teams.
And Radier really shined. I mean, not just the huge pentakills, not just the huge team fights, but it was like skill shots were being narrowly dodged as well by the Callista, bobbing and weaving out of team fights. It was beautiful to watch, and I believe everybody on Chiefs facilitated him to carry that game fantastically.
Yeah, it certainly did look that way. You just saw them on your screen, Chiefs members. They look kind of exhausted. They look very happy winning a 5-game series against Legacy, something that is very difficult to do. However, guys, we are lucky enough to be standing alongside with the Chief support, Bryce, Ejim, Paul, and Riot Atlas.
Thank you very much, Spawn. And after what was a marathon of a series, Ejim has been willing to come and have an interview. I know you probably just want to go and try to sleep or something just because of how exhilarating that would have been. But let's talk first about Derek Radier Trang. Him stepping up on the Callista, how did it feel as that game was drawing to a close?
Really good. The entire series, we kind of picked ourselves into losing bot lanes. Like in the, I guess like I'm the only person in the OPL that flexes the Maokai support. We did that, and even though it's completely awful into Braum, we put it into the bot lane so that like Brandon could carry. Like in the second game, I think he played trying to play really well. And so like in the last game, we're just like, okay, 2-2, like. Everybody else, I guess I was on the Winter team, I was on the Legacy team that beat the Chiefs, and everyone's sitting upstairs and just like, oh, like, Winter's going to happen all over again. They're going to get reverse sweeped. And so I guess like we just unlocked Derek. We talk about like the Trang safety net. The Callista Thresh evolved, but it was Callista Braum this time, and he just played out of his mind.
He certainly did. Now, we do have to talk about the Winter effect. Winter did look like it was coming. There was so much momentum here from this Legacy lineup, and they had such a scaling comp. Did that weigh on your mind at all after Champion Select?
In the last game?
Yeah.
I think like Gangplank scales really well, but honestly, I think we scale better. Like the Victor just becomes completely nuts. Like, I don't know, during the mid-game, someone's like, as soon as I get Rylai's, I'm just going to wreck this guy. Like, it's on. And so, like, we just played around the Gangplank as best as we could. And I think, yeah, obviously it worked out. So.
Yeah, most definitely. And look, is there a mindset change within the Chiefs as well? I mean, we've seen you guys go into these series really dominant early performances, and then sometimes things can go a little bit wrong. But that last game, that was confidence across the board. Sam as well, Spooks on the Nidalee was throwing out spears that you wouldn't have believed would connect. And has there been a mindset change here for the Chiefs?
Yeah, I guess like I said, we were trying to unlock Derek on the Callista. He has a very interesting way, like his ideal way to play League of Legends is like, it's a bit of a meme in the Chiefs now. We're just like, oh, push 3 lanes and scale. And Derek's just like, I want to farm everything. And whereas like me and Sam are really aggressive. We want to like take all the turrets, dive all the turrets. And so, yeah, the mindset did change. Derek was ahead. As soon as we got the 2 kills, like Sam is literally screaming on the desk. He's like, Trang, baby, come on. And then so like, we're just listening to him. He basically, was almost shot calling the last game. We were just playing around him as best as possible, and he was just like, yeah, just put a spot. Like, we just sat bot at that inner turret for so long. Sam was just farming their bot side jungle, Spooks, I guess, farming their bot side jungle, getting a massive lead, and yeah.
Well, it worked out really well. Now, setting your sights to the future, IWCI, of course, there are memories of going international last year. Is that all behind you? What is the new plan heading international now that you're heading to IWCI for the second time?
I mean, to be completely honest, I haven't thought about it much. Like, we've had a rough split. With Simon coming back, I feel like kind of reinvigorated the team, I guess, and we've been playing better since then. But like, we've just been focusing really hard on like winning the finals. Basically, we need to win OPL to go overseas, and now we've done it. So from this point onwards, we can look forward to it and yeah, start our preparation for that.
Yeah, well, exactly right. So congratulations, Bryce. Phenomenal performance in 5 games against Legacy. Back to you, Spawn.
Thank you so much, Atlas, and thank you, eJim. He mentioned unlocking Radier. Probably he is, like, as far as Oceania goes, like, one of the most renowned players, the AD carry, and that last game was just a display, truly a testament to his skill.
Yeah, and the other thing that it comes back to is, again, how the Chiefs beat Legacy in that last game. Like we said, it was a brawl. It came down to a 1v1 fight pretty much in every single position, pound for pound skill. And the Chiefs showed Legacy today that not only can we outthink you on a macro and outplay you on the map, but we'll take it to you 1v1 and we'll beat you there.
It looked more like they unleashed a beast than unlocking something. Radier, we went off in game number 5 there. It was beautiful to watch, and I really admire what eJim was saying as well, how they played around the gameplay. They played around the strengths of Legacy in that final game and adapted to a play style that they knew they had to do in order to pick up the game. And like he said, when they knew they got those 2 kills, okay, we know exactly how we're going to win this game now. We know how to win this best of 5 series and win the OPL. They did just that. It was good to watch.
They certainly did. And with that in mind, guys, that means that the Chiefs will be your 2016 Split 1 OPL finalists that will head over to IWCI in Mexico to represent the Oceanic region. Legacy had such a run, and you feel that this is not the end of a team that is going to turn into a powerhouse. Gaming house has been set up. This team looks so good. Tally, an emerging talent there is just so much. However, guys, tomorrow during the day, it will be Swiffer and Spooks hanging out in the blue room. Join us there. Follow at @Lolo_Oceania from 3 o'clock tomorrow, Australian Eastern Standard Time. Tweet your questions to @LoloOceania. We're going to be answering them. But, guys, that is all we have in store for you for the Split 1 of the OPL. On behalf of myself, the analyst desk, the casters that did an amazing job, and our entire production staff, I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next Split.